You know that I have a soft spot for movies like this. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. I have reviewed almost 500 indie movies on the channel, and today I want to talk about the 2018 Hindi language family comedy drama BADHAAI HO. Ever since I watched its spiritual successor BADHAAI HO last year, which I liked a lot, I thought about checking out the original. So here we are. BADHAAI HO translates to congratulations, and congratulations should be given when a happy couple gets pregnant. But for the Kaushik family, it's not that simple, because the expectant mother is already in her 50s and has two grown-up sons, or one grown-up son and one who's almost grown up. And while there's certainly nothing wrong with getting pregnant at an advanced age, there's still a certain social stigma to it. If someone already has grown-up children, it's just not what people easily accept. It's not how life is supposed to be scheduled. So, not surprisingly, the oldest son Nakul, played by Ayushmann Khurrana, isn't particularly happy about his parents' sudden, unexpected pregnancy. His mother Priyamvada, played by Neena Gupta, and his father Jitendra, played by Gajraj Rao, are of course just as surprised. But an abortion is out of the question, and so everyone just has to get used to the idea that a new family member is on the way. BADHAAI HO was directed by Amit Ravindernath Sharma, and it's just a really delightful and charming family entertainer. It's not so much the constant laugh riot that I was expecting, but in return, it's much more grounded and real than I assumed it to be. The portrayal of this middle-class family is really sweet. It has its sillier moments and, as usual, the familiar style of amplifying comedy through some very direct music and sounds, but it's never going overboard with it. And I was quite surprised how real and lived in the world of the movie is depicted. That little apartment of theirs feels like a real place. This family feels real, and you feel the warmth but also the typical quarrels between them. A simple but very effective aspect is also the sound design. And when you alternatively watch many older movies and newer movies, it's sometimes just very striking how much sound is doing in creating an immersive and natural environment. I watch so many older Indian movies where there are barely any sounds, and here, just by being able to hear the streets outside, the daily life around our main protagonists, it immerses you so much stronger. Or the approaching thunderstorm in the beginning of the movie, which not only creates a nice atmosphere, but is also kind of crucial for this married couple's night, which a few weeks later ends up in the certainty that their sleeping together led to more. As you expect, the movie obviously also has some fun with the notion that children aren't that comfortable with the fact that their parents still have sex and so on. But again, it's not overdone. And in general, I was happy that the movie also doesn't stretch out these typical "I have to tell you something, but I beat around the bush as long as possible because I don't feel comfortable" moments either. Sure, it's not easy for the middle-aged family father Jitendra to tell his elderly mother that she is becoming a grandmother yet again. But the movie doesn't prolong this awkward situation too much. Amit Ravindernath Sharma's direction feels rather restrained for the most part, and he finds a really good balance of comedy and drama. And fortunately, he has a wonderful ensemble cast to work with. Neena Gupta and Gajraj Rao are such a sweet couple, and while Shureka Shikri was a bit much for me in the beginning as the grandmother, she really grew on me and absolutely makes my favorite scene of the movie, which comes in the second half, when Priyamvada is confronted or shamed by her sisters, and it's her mother-in-law who comes and protects her. It's such a heartfelt scene. Their relationship up until this point is the usual kind of relationship that you see so often between a wife and her mother-in-law, who's always more on the side of her son. But in this scene, you really feel the deep gratitude that the grandmother has for her daughter-in-law. And it's even more powerful because it's the oldest generation, the person who was the most outspoken at the beginning, who has not only accepted this new situation, but is also there to protect it from the naysayers. Stuff like that always gets me. BADHAAI HO is in the tradition of Indian feel-good movies that are tackling a certain social issue or taboo and making a case for a more open and tolerant society. In this case, our characters pretty much already know what's the right thing to do. They only have to come to terms with it. Our main protagonist Nakul knows that he should support his mother and family and don't be so self-centered, ignorant and childish. He knows that he's actually a nice guy. It only takes a bit of time and 1 or 2 confrontations with his girlfriend or the mother of his girlfriend. It's similar to that situation with the grandmother. At first, they are perplexed and frustrated with the situation, and in the safe environment or comfort zone of their inner family, they vent their anger. But when someone from outside their little home is attacking them, they realize or reinforce what they already knew, that it's a happy thing and that they will overcome any obstacles if they stick together. BADHAAI HO is a really sweet film. It's not masterfully crafted or anything, and in the second half it does become a bit too loose, just going from one scene to the next without that much momentum or suspense. We also don't really spend that much time with Priyamvada, which is a bummer, and as lovely as her relationship with Jitendra was in the beginning, there are barely any scenes with them in the second half. The conflict the younger brother has is a bit random as well, and in general everything pretty much turns out as you expect. It's harmless comfort food, but because of the good message, the surprisingly realistic tone and the wonderful cast, I really don't mind that too much. So in German I'd say, BADHAAI HO ist einfach ein verdammt liebenswerter und vergnüglicher Feel-Good-Film mit einem tollen Ensemble Cast und einer guten Mischung aus Humor und Drama. I give BADHAAI HO 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.4, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about BADHAAI HO. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd and also on Patreon, simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.